The biggest companies are firing people by the tens of thousands, and the only safe option left is betting on yourself. And with the rise of AI, it's now possible for literally anybody to quit their job and start a one-person business and work from anywhere in the world. And for me, I quit my six-figure tech sales job in Silicon Valley to bet on myself and built my entire profitable personal brand here in Vietnam. I've made 7 figures just from this YouTube channel alone, and I get to help clients from all over the world, all from my laptop. And best of all, I have the time and freedom to actually travel to another country every other month with my girlfriend, like Thailand, Singapore, and Japan. And I can tell you from personal experience that the only thing I regret is not starting sooner. And look, we're in the golden era of AI where literally a nobody can become a somebody just in a matter of months. One of my clients, Sandy, went from a total beginner, didn't even know what Claude was, and now she has over 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, and she's making more than $10,000 a month using AI. So if you're new to Claude and AI and you're not even sure where to get started with all of this, I'm going to be showing you some practical advice on how you should be using AI to build an online income so that you can finally buy your freedom. And don't worry, I'll show you the secrets to build a personal brand and sign clients. But first, let's talk about how to even use Claude in the first place. So let's first begin on why most people are using Claude wrong. So if you're getting into Claude for the first time and you don't know what's going on, you might see a lot of people online say, oh, you got to vibe code an app, and they make it really much more complicated than it should be, right? So the first thing is you don't need to be technical or learn how to vibe code in order to use Claude AI, right? I use Claude every day. I don't know how to code. I don't even use Claude Code, but I'm still able to make, multiple 6 figures a year, right? And you definitely don't want to spend hours on complex automations that make $0, right? All these creators out there, I see them, they're just farming you for clicks, setting up these automations that they don't even use themselves, and you don't want to get into that bad habit of creating without making any money, right? The last piece is you don't need to be an expert to be credible. Every single person that you see online, on YouTube, even myself, we all didn't know anything about AI just like 2 years ago, because that's when it really started popping off. So understand that everyone you see, let's say for me, 350,000 subscribers, right? We all started from zero. If you're starting from the beginning, you can also do this too. So how I think of Claude is you want to think of it like a central operating system to run your business and life, right? Think of it like your research assistant. It helps you with strategy, anything with numbers, bouncing ideas. It can literally do it all. So think of it like this. If you're starting a one-person business, you are the CEO. Right? And Claude is your super worker. It's just a bunch of agents, a bunch of robots doing the work for you, but you still have to be the CEO. So if you're not a good leader and you don't have the right vision, no amount of AI is going to save you. And how I think about Claude specifically is it's almost like the centerpiece that connects you to the internet and all these other apps, right? Because Claude, it's your interface to search through the web, and it also integrates with so many different apps that you can use. Whether it's LinkedIn, YouTube, Gmail, Higgsfield, like there's so many apps available, and the number continues to grow. Now, before we dive any further, I want to share a free gift for you. For some of you guys who are stuck on what kind of business idea you should start, you don't know what to sell, you don't know who to sell it to, and you're not even sure how to get started, I created this free Ikigai Claude skill. All you got to do is go into the link in the description, download it, double click it, it installs into your Claude by itself, and it's going to ask you a series of questions using the Ikigai framework, which is a Japanese concept for your reason for being. You answer the questions and it will give you a solid business idea to match your passions and interest with what actually makes money. So far, I've literally over 10,000 people use this to help them find their business idea. So if you want this for yourself and try it out and start using Claude, check the link in the description to get that for free. Now, speaking of Claude, I want to share with you how powerful Claude is by giving you some quick use cases and examples of how I'm personally using it to generate tens of thousands of dollars every single month. So one of the big things as a creator is that I get a lot of sponsorships, right? People email me literally every single day, pretty much like making me offers. And I don't have time to check all of it, right? So before, I would have an email that all the businesses email, and I would have to manually check my inbox and filter through what is a good brand, what is a bad brand. And it would take so much time. But sometimes I don't even look at my inbox for days, and I'll literally miss tens of thousands of dollars of opportunities, So what I've done is I created a Claude skill that has this scheduled task, which goes into my Gmail, checks my email every single day at 8 a.m. every morning to check all the good sponsors, all the bad ones, and filter everything down. And it also will write all the emails for me, responding and negotiating with these sponsors. This is pretty much how it works. I created a scheduled task, right? So every day, like literally every day, it's checking my inbox to see what are the opportunities here, right? So you can see every day here, it's literally checking. It has the name of the company, how much money we're negotiating for, what do they expect, and then all the new companies that come, it also gives me what is their estimated budget as well, so we can counter offer and all these things, right? And what used to take me like an hour of my time, I can just look at this every morning for 5 minutes and get all my sponsorship done. And this is really like an AI sales rep that never misses a follow-up. Literally tens of thousands of dollars it's making every single month just from doing this. Now, another way to use Claude, just I want to show you how powerful it is so you get some ideas brainstorming, right? Is like, what if you use it for marketing and design? So remember in the beginning of this video, in the intro, where I was sitting down with me and my girlfriend? That was actually AI. It was not real. So what I essentially did is I took this real photo that I took in Kyoto with my girlfriend, right, when we were traveling. Then I went into my Claude core. And what I did was I used this app called Higgsfield. And Higgsfield is essentially this company that allows you to create really cool images and videos as well, right? And basically you can use Higgsfield right inside Claude. So you don't even have to leave. You literally just type in like what you want, put in the picture and say, hey, I'm looking for this, and turn it into a video, right? When I did this, it gave me like 2 different options first. And I was like, okay, that doesn't look like me. That doesn't look like me. So I gave it a couple more tries. And then eventually I landed on this one. And so when I played it in the beginning, my goal was to make it look like this was a real video B-rolling in the beginning of the video. So let me know in the comments if you thought this was real, because it's 100% AI using the original photo that I had. And that's the power of Higgsfield. It allows you to create these kind of things right inside of Claude. And the other cool thing we did is, if you notice the 3D videos that we played in the beginning with the folder, we actually took this image, which we made with AI. Then I put it into Higgsfield to basically animate it and to create the whole look. And then I took that concept, put it into Higgsfield again to create that video that I B-rolled earlier in this video. It did take a couple tries, right? It was like kind of cheesy in the beginning, but you just basically have a conversation with it, like with an AI, and be like, hey, this needs to change, that needs to change. I think we should do it like this. Eventually you will get what you want, right? And it's pretty cool because it's just all done in one place. I show you this because the power of Claude allows you to be a creative, write really good copy, do these crazy images when you do these extensions with brands like Higgsfield, and it's amazing. And I'm even taking my raw photos for thumbnails, running it through Higgsfield to touch it up, and then we make these thumbnails out of it, literally just using Claude and Higgsfield put together. And by the way, Higgsfield is actually a partner for this video, and if you want to give it a free try, I actually put a link in the description for you to check it out. You'll be able to do all the same things I'm doing. So now you understand how powerful AI can be to literally do anything, whether it's sales, marketing, or creative. And now I want to share with you what are actually the best business ideas to start if you're going to get into this whole AI game. Claude is basically the super tool, which I have demonstrated to you so far, right? But the question is, what do you actually build? And most people are chasing the wrong business model, and they'll spend hours trying to build something and they'll never make any money. So I'm gonna break down the most common, most talked about AI business models that you're gonna see all over YouTube. I'm gonna compare each one side by side so you can see which one makes the most sense for you. And the key things we're looking for a really good AI business model is it needs to have low startup costs, right? You don't wanna invest a lot of time and resources into something you don't know will work. It needs to have high profit margin. So how much money do you make after all expenses? How fast can you get to 10K per month, which is for the goal for most people to replace their full-time jobs? And also, what is the long-term sustainability, right? Even if you make 10K today, will you be able to do it 2 years from now? So we want to think about a business we can do for the long run. So I built this one-person Claude AI business comparison matrix for you. And the funny part is I actually made this whole diagram on Claude itself just to show you how powerful it is, right? So first thing, vibe coded apps. Are these good to make? Startup costs, kind of medium, because even if you pay for Claude for a $20 subscription, it's not going to be enough to build you like a full working app. You're going to probably have to upgrade. And then there's a lot of tokens that you have to spend money on, and there's going to be more development costs and hosting and all these things. It's not as cheap as people think. Profit margin on vibe coded apps can be pretty high because, right, you make it, you sell it to infinite people. But the problem is like the speed to 10K, it's very low because like where are you going to get users, right? How many people do you need to spend, $15 a month in order for you to make 10K? It's actually really hard to get users for apps. And fun fact, 99% of vibe coded apps don't even make $100, right? That's just the truth. So the long-term sustainability of this is kind of medium, right? You could hit it off if you spend a lot of time and energy and money, or it may not work, and then, or someone just copies your idea and crushes you. That's also a possibility. Now, AI dropshipping, right? Startup cost is pretty high because you got to spend a lot of ads. Profit margin typically pretty low when you're selling commodity products. Speed to 10K, medium, I would say. Like if you have enough money, you could get there pretty quick. But if you don't have enough money, it's gonna be rough. Long term, it's pretty low because it's commoditized services. The manufacturers will beat you. It's just like a race to the bottom and you're just trying to catch a wave, right? Now let's talk about faceless YouTube channels. People are like, oh, do a YouTube channel, digital product. You don't have to show your face. Okay. Startup costs, pretty low. Use AI like Higgsfield, for example, and you just make a bunch of stuff, right? It's possible. Profit margin, I would say medium because you do have to spend a lot lot to like mass volume this and have people managing it. Speed of 10K, I would say it's pretty slow because it's not as easy as people think. Like if everyone could do this faceless, they're all using the same tools, what makes you competitive, right? Like if you even come up with something interesting, someone will copy you tomorrow. Long term, very low. Like you might get banned from YouTube for the copyrights. Someone might copy your exact thing and you can't do anything about it. When you don't use your face, you're not really building a real brand, right? Etsy, templates, cheap courses, and these cheap digital products. Startup costs for these kind of things like a Notion template that you sell on Etsy.com, right? It's pretty low to great. You can make it in a day. Profit margin, it could be actually medium, high, really depends whether you hit it off or not, right? And how good the thing is. Speed of 10K, I would say it could be slow because you're reliant on other platforms to get you traffic unless you're gonna, run ads or something like that. Long-term success of this is it's pretty low just because it's so easy for other people to copy you. Like if you have a winning Notion template on Etsy, someone can literally copy you tomorrow, right? And there's nothing that makes you better than the other person because they're using AI to copy you. Now let's go into the last one, which is going to be my favorite and the one I recommend to most people, which is selling an AI powered service. And that really just means like you're selling some kind of service, whether it's copywriting, sales, creating thumbnails, right? And you're just using AI to do 80-90% of the work, making it way easier for you. Startup cost for this is pretty much zero because if you're selling a service, you sell the service first, then you collect the money, then you use the money to do the thing, right? So you can just get started with other people's money. Profit margin, very high because if you're just providing a service and AI does 90% of the work, you don't really have to hire anybody. You're getting Claude to do all the work, right? Speed of 10K, pretty quick. I have clients literally like Sandy, Brandon, like these guys are hitting 10K per month just selling a service, even though they're like starting from zero. So I've helped so many people get to 10K now that I've seen it with my own eyes, like literally 30 days, 10K. It is possible, right? Because if you're selling something like a service for 2 or 3K a month and you're doing it every month, how many clients do you need to get to 10K? Like maybe 3 or 4, right? And the long-term success of this is pretty high because if you build a personal brand, meaning you're creating content and you're selling a service around that content, you're building your brand for the rest of your life. Like I've been doing YouTube for like 6 years, right? And I've been able to make 7 figures off of this YouTube channel and I continue to keep making money because I have a brand. Even if I'm selling the exact same thing as another person, just because people like me and they see my brand, they're gonna buy from me. So I encourage you guys to also build your brand, and everyone starts from zero, right? Even my first videos weren't that good, but I kept it through and I just kept going. And to dive a little bit more on the AI service, right? Like what exactly is an AI service? It's really any service you provide using AI. It could be LinkedIn content creation, YouTube thumbnails, YouTube script writing, email marketing, running webinars for creators, running AI powered DM setters, right? Doing sales. And you have to realize like all these things I'm mentioning, they can be done without AI and they have been done for many years without AI. The difference now is that when you're using Claude, you can actually just set up Claude to do 90% of the work for you. So then you don't have to hire like 20 people to get the job done with low profit margins anymore. As a service, you can actually make huge profits, build these Claude skills like I've been showing you in this video, and just sell it to clients. And the thing is, even if you're a complete beginner and you don't know what you're talking about, at the end of the day, people pay for result. Whether you use AI or not, businesses that buy these things, they don't care, right? What they want is results quickly and as easily as possible. When my client Sean, for example, he started in the AI game not too long ago, less than 6 months ago. And he just started posting AI related content. And through that content, he was able to get multiple clients, making multiple 6 figures, becoming the AI person for these huge media companies, even though he was kind of, getting started, but he had the passion. These large companies needed someone young that understand AI and everything that's going on. And even though he was learning it as he went, they trusted him because he was honest and he works hard. And so this is just an example of like, even if you're starting out in AI, you can break into the space, start learning it, start developing some skills. And there are companies all over the world that will pay for an AI person. And even if it's not like being the AI guy, you can sell a service, right? I have clients like Sandy, for example. She's selling search engine optimization, helping companies do SEO blogs to get traffic. This is something that traditionally wasn't even done with AI, right? But now with AI, she can mass produce these blogs and they're getting in a ton of traffic. She's making $10,000 plus per month now with her personal brand and servicing clients. And in the beginning, did she have any experience in SEO? She actually didn't. She just said, hey, I believe I can do it. It's going to cost this much. And if you believe me, I will get the job done. And she did such a great job that they're retained for many, many months now. And by the way, if you are serious about building a profitable online business, personal brand and you want to sign clients, especially if you're looking to quit your 9-to-5 job, I actually have a free live training coming up. We have limited seats, so check the link in the description to sign up for that free training before spots run out. We're going to cover everything from how you should get started building a one-person business, what you should even be selling, how to build a profitable personal brand like my YouTube channel that gets leads, thousands of leads coming in every single month. If you want to do something similar to what I'm doing, you do not want to miss this live training because I am revealing all of my secrets, not holding anything back. So again, check the link in the description if you want to learn more. So now hopefully you are inspired to be wanting to build a personal brand and also sell some kind of AI powered service. Now the question is, how do you find your unique business idea, right? Maybe you don't want to be the AI person. Maybe you don't want to do SEO. Like, what is the idea for you? When it comes to finding a business idea, most people get overwhelmed because they have too many choices, right? And they just end up not taking any action. And most of you guys who are highly skilled, you probably are afraid of choosing the wrong idea or picking an idea where you don't have an advantage in, right? And the worst thing is to be stuck in a business that you don't like. But remember this, when you're selling an AI powered service, it's just a promise. You don't need to invest your time to build anything. You're literally just saying, hey, I can do this for you. It's going to cost this much. Do you want to do it or not? And that's as far as you go for building. So I'm in the school of thought of sell first, build later. Now, the easiest way to figure out what you want to sell is to use the ikigai. And the ikigai is essentially just your reason for being. It's a Japanese concept, right? So you want to match what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. Now, the free gift that I mentioned earlier in this video was the Ikigai Claude skill. When you install it into your Claude, you just double click it. You basically go into your Claude. I would go into co-work and then you would press PD Ikigai Pro, right? And so once you press that in, it's going to prompt you to answer a series of questions, like what you love, what's your passions, all that kind of stuff. And the goal here is to find the intersection of the things you're actually interested in and finding a way to monetize it, right? So you can see here that it's going to ask me some questions and you just go through the entire exercise and eventually it will come up with some of the best ideas for you. This is the process I've taken all my clients through, especially the ones that got their first client within 30 days of working with me, like Brandon and Sandy. So once you go through the exercise, at the end, it's gonna give you this really nice report to where it kind of looks like a website, and then it will give you your ikigai. So I already did an example of this. So you kind of see like the person, all their backgrounds, all the things that they're interested in, and what actually makes money. And then it's gonna give you multiple ideas depending on your skills and what you're interested in, right? And then it also goes into, okay, like who are the ideal clients that will actually pay for this stuff, right? How big is this market? How much can you charge for this? And then who is already in the space? Because a lot of times we want to take inspiration from what already works and do it our way or find a unique angle, right? And so instead of being completely, then they even ask you like, okay, is this niche even worth pursuing? And it'll give you a score. And depending on the score, you can identify whether this is something you want to pursue or not. Now, this is important to do because a lot of you guys watching this, you have all these ideas in your head of like, I could do this business, I could do that. But why not just use the Ikigai skill, get a clear roadmap of what you should do in the next 30, 60 days and start taking action. So instead of just thinking, why not just start doing? And this is the exact process I take every single one of my clients through. And that's how they're able to quit their 9-to-5 job and start an online business using their personal brand and selling AI powered services. So if you want to do this for yourself, check the link in the description and get that free skill. Now, the final piece of the puzzle, after you have your ikigai and you have an offer, you know what you want to sell and you know who to sell it to. The next step is how do you actually sell your AI powered service, right? Because this is all good on paper, but how do we get clients? Now, when it comes to clients, there's really two things you need to understand. One, you need to build a personal brand, whether it's creating content on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, right? You use your content to showcase your expertise, your personality, and how and why somebody should work with you. And also, you need to reach out to people, right? Because yeah, the contents, it might take a while in the beginning. Sometimes it's quicker in the beginning. I have clients, they post one piece of content, they get a first client off of that. It's possible, right? Like Shu, for example, when he had 25 subscribers on YouTube, he got someone to pay him $2,000 for his coaching offer, right? So it is possible if you have the right positioning. Now, if you know who you want to work with, just outreach them, right? Send messages to people you want to work with. Now, here's how it works. Let's say you're building a personal brand, right? And we want to do LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I would say, is the easiest to get your client in the first 30, 60 days. So on LinkedIn, there's two things you can do. Number one, outbound, reaching out to people, sending DMs, cold, right? They don't know who you are. And then you get them on a call, you sell them on a call. The other thing you can do is you build a personal brand, you create content, people start DMing you or they engage with your content, you start the conversation, but it's kind of warm. And then you get them on a call and you sell them. So for example, when I'm creating content on LinkedIn, I had this person say, hey, just saw your psychological video, love the red background. They gave me their experience of like what they do. And they were like, I would like to talk to you about building my brand to see if we can work together. Please let me know if this is something you are interested in, and please send me a Calendly link or a time to talk, right? It's as easy as that. You create good content for the right person. You will get messages like this saying, hey, I love your stuff. How do I work with you, right? And that is the power of a personal brand. If you have a brand, you can literally sell anything. So you might as well just sell them the service, right? Now, if you're also doing YouTube, what you can also do is you create content like this video right here, and you're gonna have different lead magnets, which gets people's emails. So that's why I share that lead magnet with you with the Ikigai skill, because I want your email so I can continue the conversation. And maybe one day you will wanna book a call with me or sign up for a free training or webinar or something like that, right? Or on YouTube, you can also see that sometimes I'll have a book a call link and people can just book right there. So when you're creating YouTube content, you can know your success by how many meetings you are getting. It's simple as that. So when it comes to a lead magnet, it can be as simple as something like this, a little book, 3 bullet points to get the email, done, right? And when it comes to book a call, for me, it's just literally a video kind of explaining what I do, how I help, and you book a call. And you don't even need the video sometimes. Sometimes you can just put a Calendly link and it works just fine. And so now you have the complete roadmap on exactly what you need to be doing to start building a business using Claude. And understand, even though you have the right strategy, sometimes you need a little help, right? How do you know if you're entering the right niche? How do you know if a certain business idea is for you? And if you create content and you're not getting any views, what are you supposed to do about it, right? Now, for those of you who are actually serious about building a personal brand and selling AI-powered services, I invite you to work with me using the link in the description. Depending on the link and the time you're watching this, either you can book a call directly with me and my team to see how we can map out a custom plan for you to figure out what makes the most sense. Or you might see that there are some free trainings or live trainings where I'm going to be teaching all of this live for you to learn for free. And then from there, you can see how you can potentially work with me. And again, these are the exact methods I've used to help clients like Yvonne, for example, quit her 9-to-5 job in sales to pursue a career teaching other people sales coaching and also helping other businesses with their lead generation, right? And she completely quit her job. Now she's living in Milan, living her best life, all because she followed this system. Now, if you want to watch another video, check out this one where I show you how to build a profitable personal brand in one-person business.